And of course, today we have a guest in the house. He's none other than Fadi Omanyala, Africa's best sprinter, and we'll be engaging him shortly. But we are asking you today, send your messages to Omanyala. What are your inspiration messages to Omanyala? He is in the house, and of course, he'll be responding to some of them at the tail end of this program. And Fadi, it's good to have you on set, Fadi, today.
Thank you.
Asante sana kwa kuja hapa Sporty Monday. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. We're in off season. Najua sahi ni kuvaa suti na kung'ara tu na kuota jua.
So do you want to change careers probably and take my job?
I mean, I'm open to, I'll send my application.
To new opportunities.
Yes.
Anyway, viewers are eager and we're glad to have you here. Maybe let's start. The major question on everyone's lips, Fadi, is what went wrong in Budapest?
That's what I expected. But Team Omanyala knows what happened. I won't disclose much about it, but we're making sure that doesn't happen at the Olympic Games. I believe that happened for a reason, and there's no coincidences in life. In my life, there are no coincidences. And yeah, because the hits and the semis were totally different people. Many people have been telling me that the Omanyala that ran the hits and the Omanyala that ran the semis and finals was all different Omanyala, but we are fixing that.
You're fixing that.
Yeah.
And the major assignment, even before we go to Paris 2024, is you ran a lot of races in this calendar year. I think when I was doing my rough estimate, you did at least 30 races.
39.
39.
Yeah, that's a lot.
How did you manage that?
You know, it comes down again to management. Because there are those races that you're saying we're not going to do, but again, we're doing them. But now I realized there's competition. The competition is that the Diamond Leagues and the Continental Tour Golds, and we ended up doing races that they play no impact. Because you do races that don't even earn you points. But, you know, everything is a learning experience. And the last 2 seasons has been a learning curve for me. But now the Olympic season, there's no more learning at the Olympic season. It's we're getting there experienced and very well prepared for that. Yeah.
Talking of no margin for error, so to speak, and we saw what you did in Tokyo, coming close but not actually having a bite of the cherry. And that's what everybody would be looking in Paris. Probably what are the learning experiences from Tokyo, and now you are setting your eyes on probably gold? You
know, it's tricky to compete at that level without doing competitive races before that. So next year it's different because in 2021 I did no races before the Olympics. And you remember 10 days after the Olympics I broke sub 10, big time, 986. So that means next year we are going to focus more on the more competitive races because I believe iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
Competing with the most competitive athletes, because I'm number 3 in the world right now. There's no way I'm going to compete in races that don't have among the top 20 athletes in that lineup. So for me, next year is focusing on Diamond Leagues, because that's where the competition is, and the Continental Tour Golds, that's where the competition is. So we haven't written any plans yet, because even the Diamond Leagues haven't released their disciplines yet. So we'll know all that as we start the season next year. For now, don't think about athletics for me.
Against all odds, so to speak, because you look at the caliber of athletes you're competing with, the Americans, the Jamaicans, they have a lot of support, so to speak. But for you, at one point, we even had your management saying, Omanyala flies at times alone, you don't have a coach, you don't have a physio. But the people you're competing with have everything for them in place. How difficult has it been to navigate through this?
Of course, that has been difficult because, you know, I get to press conferences with the competitive athletes. We throw words at each other. But when you get to the warm-up area, you are alone. I mean, where's that confidence? You can't bring it out because you are setting up the hurdles for the hurdle mobility. You're just there doing it alone. But now that one has been covered. The government supported, and next season we are putting in that what the government is planning to give us. We're putting that in, and I'll be traveling with the team. Yeah, because like I said, Olympic season, there's no room for error.
No room for error.
No room for error.
And every athlete has what I would call maybe a tradition or a ritual. You talk to footballers and they tell you on the eve of a night, probably, I listen to a specific genre of music. I don't know if this applies to you. How do you psych yourself on the night of a race?
No, I don't have anything specific because what happens if you forget it? And then that makes your mind just to go blank. When you get to a race, imagine getting to a race and then if you get there and remember you've forgotten your ritual, will you tell the starter, I need to go back and do it? No, you can't do that. So I don't have anything specific. The most important thing is just to get to that start line healthy. Yeah.
Again, you started your career very, very late. At one point, you were a rugby player.
Yeah.
But it is your pace that brought you to sprinting. Looking back, probably, are there some regrets? Had you started this earlier, probably?
No, I don't think so. I just heard about some conversation you're having there. And, you know, you can't compare paths in life. Everybody has his own path. Bolt retired at 30.
Yeah, sure.
And Gatlin retired at 40. And, you know, it's a different destiny for everybody. So for me, like I said, my life is never a coincidence. So everything happens for a reason. So for me, picking up sprints at 20, I believe that was how it was planned. Yeah.
You've been on record, not once, twice, saying you believe you can lower that 100 meters record.
Yep.
It's held by Usain Bolt, 9.58. Yeah. Your best, I think, is 9.77.
Yep.
How feasible is this? And probably what must you work on to attain that feat?
Looking at what happened yesterday in Chicago, Kiptum broke the world record for marathon, something that at the start of that race I didn't think is going to happen. But he broke it in a course that people are saying it's not this and this course you can't have a world record.
Sure.
The commentators are saying that up to the 35K. So you can imagine. So for me, the same thing. People think it's impossible, but you know, records are meant to be broken. I believe my record will be broken at some point, but I'll make it very difficult for that person who will come to break it. So records are meant to be broken, and going into the season that's coming ahead, the changes that you're going to make, I believe, are going to impact the times. Yeah.
Talk of Kiptum. Are you proud of him, and probably what message? You're all sailing the same boat.
Of course, yeah. I'm proud of him. I mean, he's 23 years, and he's only third marathon in his career, so that speaks a lot. And congratulations to him. The most important thing in sport is just maintaining that, because getting there is pretty much not easy, but medium. But then maintaining that. Kipchoge has done it for over 20 years, so for him, I just pray for him that he maintains that for the longest time.
Okay. Yeah. Away from maybe the track, everybody is asking, Omanyala was at one point a student at UN.
I'm still a student.
Is he still studying, and how is he balancing the books and athletics?
I'm still a student, and one thing that really happened that really helped me was COVID. You know, pre-COVID, there was no online classes for the course I'm doing. I'm doing Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. And before COVID, there was no...
A lot of mathematics there.
Yeah.
I'm sure Shitera won't dare take that path anyway.
I know. Okay. Yeah, so there was a lot of physical classes, and, you know, you have to attend the lab sessions, do reports, bring them back the following week for another lab session. But now, after COVID, there was an introduction of online classes that I can still do online classes even if I'm not in the country.
Okay.
So that helps.
So when should you graduate? We look forward to that. And
2 years won't be 2 years itaisha. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, and of course within 2 years I'm looking forward to so many things happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many things happening. Fadi, let me take you back to your background. Very, very humble. And I don't know how your family takes your new found status. You are a legend, so to speak. If you decide to retire now, Fadi, you're already a legend in Kenya.
Thank you.
Based on what you've attained.
Yeah.
How does your mom take this?
My mom doesn't do what she was doing before. Because unasikia nakwambia siwezi enda kwa shamba, mimi ni mama ya Omanyala.
Yes. That's how you change the fortunes.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and we're proud of you, bro.
Thank you. My dad, same thing. You know, they tell me, pali tunaishi lazima to change. Of course, they have changed, and I'm happy that they're living a good life. That's the dream for every kid, to make sure their parents are living a good life. So I'm happy that they are proud of what's happening. And anytime, even when, you know, my mom had to get a WhatsApp phone.
Yes.
And at some point I told her,
you can communicate whenever you're in Paris and part of the world.
But Ali learn. She's a bright lady. So she learned.
And I'm sure she's watching this morning.
Nimeona missed call yake by the way. Najua anaona. Anytime she sees me, hata niko kwa kiwanja, she calls, and, you know, she prays for me, and I believe the prayers have been working.
Good stuff. And basically, that's what talent should achieve, rather, to turn around one's fortune, whether it's boxing, athletics, name it.
Yeah,
but again...
that's something that I'm really looking forward to this country. You know, I've been having the tennis tournaments, I've been having different tournaments. The karate we just had last weekend, and now tomorrow we're doing the Kisumu and Kansaran, and we're having sprints in it. So the dream for me for this country is to have professionalism in sports, because we are looking forward to a country where we'll have more athletes, more sportsmen using this as a career. You know, we are getting in a situation where there are no jobs in this country, and the only way that we can employ ourselves is through talent. And it pays big. And
this talent has made you travel the world. Exactly. You've been in the major world capitals.
Yes.
You've seen how they manage their sport. Yeah. You've seen how athletes climatize ahead of major races. Probably if you come back home, we don't really have a track purely dedicated to athletics. Probably what do you want done from where you sit? What should the government do, the policy formulators, to take our sport to the next level?
It's trying. The government is trying, and no lie, but we're not there yet.
We're not there
yet. We're in a situation where Kasarani is still asking athletes to pay for their training sessions. That's something that shouldn't be happening in this country because of where we are as athletics in the world. And looking at it, there are sometimes you find the stadiums are being closed. You know, there's a football match, so they close the stadium.
So you have nowhere to train.
You have nowhere to train. I'm looking at a situation where they're going to renovate these stadiums for AFCON. I don't know where athletes will train, because you know, we are in that level where we can't use Maram tracks anymore. University of Nairobi should be having a tartan track by now. I don't know why they're not having it by now. KU has it, but I don't know who trains there. But we need to find, in the US, even high schools have tartan tracks in their schools. So we need to make sure that we invest in this. I once said this, that if Mombasa could have a tartan track, I could set camp there, because we go to Europe, which has the same altitude as Mombasa. That could be a very, very good way in attracting athletes to come and train in Mombasa, other than going to Europe.
Okay.
So if the government can just pick that up and just dedicate themselves in making this possible, then we'll have something very good.
Before we shift gears, Fadi, what do you do away from sprinting, training, that rigorous regime? How do you unwind?
I love my personal space. Most of the time, I'll lock myself in my room and just think about nothing. And
just a quiet moment.
Yeah, just a quiet moment. No phones, no TVs, nothing. Just chill. Because if you look back at the season, we started running in February, and we've been doing races all through to September. So you need that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, this is Africa's fastest man, Ferdinand Omanyala, next to me. He is our guest today. And of course, today we are asking you, send your inspiration message to Fadi Omanyala. And of course, he'll be here with us. He'll be responding to some of them at the tail end of this program. So he's still with us right here in our studio. And shifting gears...